is concerned. I'm also now joined by CNN News 18's Anand Narasimhan on this broadcast. Anand, of course, this is something that was inevitable. We have seen for time and again Donald Trump asking Iran to back out, but finally an attack on 3 nuclear facilities of Iran. What is going to be the impact on the nuclear program of Iran? Has it been crippled completely?
Well, one of the aspects is that Donald Trump clearly was bluffing when he tried to say, I'll respond in the next 2 weeks. Late last evening here on CNN News 18, we were able to get you pictures via CNN, pictures of the B-2 bombers which were at the ready. Before that, we also showed the Doomsday aircraft, which was doing a sortie and a practice run. It's the first time that it was seen in action since 9/11. So clearly the build-up was happening. Let's also bring in on this conversation and in this coverage the person who, while speaking with us here at CNN News 18 on the right stand, had said that, mark my words, in the next 48 hours, US will act on Iran and it will enter this theater of action in the Middle East. Lieutenant General D.P. Pandey is with us. General Pandey, good afternoon, good morning. But Donald Trump really biting the bullet here. They have moved in and they have tried to set the Iranians back with respect to their uranium enrichment facilities, and Fordow was the one which they wanted to attack, which the Americans had been very keen. The Israelis had been saying we need to target, and that's exactly been targeted. The Iranians, though, are still trying to play down the entire effect of these strikes. But what's going to unfold next? What's your reading?
So yeah, if you want to keep on getting futuristic analysis or projection, I have got some more to offer.
Please
yes,
go ahead.
We talked about it, about this thing that I said 48 hours is the window.
Ji.
In case they had not done it in this 48 hours, this window would have closed. And very important for Donald Trump, please understand that while he's come on a plank of to stop wars, but he cannot be seen non-muscular in a country which has always projected itself as a muscular. The second thing, he's going to now swing this around by saying that he's tried to close down war possibilities by destroying this thing, and therefore peace is now going to return, right? And this point, we must remember this, that yes, when we discussed and we came out with this analysis that next 48 hours very critical, and thank God he's done it in about 36 hours. I actually was really counting my thing will happen or not. But what's happened is that the ground reports are saying that Fordow has not been fully neutralized, okay?
Yeah.
And when you fire with cruise missiles on tomahawks on a facility, you are actually not going deep penetration in terms of what has happened to Isfahan and all. But all said and done, and this we discussed again about 2 days back on your channel, was the capacity for Iran to make a nuclear bomb, which was there round the corner, has been pushed at least a decade ahead, right? Fordow, they did not actually have to go for Fordow, right? But then it was very important for Americans to showcase that muscular power and that whole business of B-2 bombers, and they are responsible nation. They are fighting along with Israelis, and they are along with the Jews. This is much more of political signaling which they have done, and which is very important. But let's come out to this point again. What was overall military mission of this entire engagement was to push back Iran's nuclear capability by a couple of years. And I think it is about a decade now when they'll be able to recharge and do whatever they want to do. It is not going to be simply that tomorrow the peace starts and they will open up the factories and they will all enter and they start enrichment the way they wanted to carry out. It is not going to happen.
Right.
The leadership is required. The scientists are required. The entire destruction which has taken place in these facilities around will require to be cleared and sorted out. And by the way, everything is now going to be watched through satellites and everything, what exactly is happening there. So currently, I don't think so. That military mission has been achieved. The second political mission, which I think the Israelis agreed that it was not their mission, but eventually it has got added on, that they want to remove Khamenei.
Correct. Regime
the
change.
Political mission by this attack comes to a fore. And now this is where the change will happen, that the possibility which I was saying till now is not there for a regime change. With US intervention, by showing its hand, has now become a possibility. Now, it will all depend how Iran behaves, and I'll talk about it later, a little bit later. But that change has now possibility has begun because with this strike, the Iranian people who were slightly detached from the Khamenei government will start looking at an option of possible a changeover which may happen,
Right.
right? A regime change cannot happen without a popular support. You may remove Khamenei, you may carry out an assassination, which is also very, very, very touchy. You kill Khamenei, you are going to have a problem for next at least 15 to 20 years on your hand. But the fact is that now there is a possibility which happens when they see the hand of America coming out to play directly. The other part now, what are the off ramp? What is happening? What is happening to Iran? Iran is saying that we are going to come back in a big way. Well, they have been doing it in a big way to Israelis and to Americans in so many ways. They got two, three options. One is the economic option that they can shut down Hormuz, and which I told you last time also. The moment they shut down Hormuz, they are in for death actually, because economically they are already crippled. They don't have much to sustain, that will lead to a popular uprising again. So that's not the way they are going to go. The second is their military capacity in terms of from the 1,000 odd ballistic missiles they had. The numbers have come down to very critically less. They can't launch more than 5 to 6 ballistic missiles into Israel.
Right.
So what is the capacity? And their air defense is totally wide and open. So actually, the Israeli Air Force and the Americans are actually using they have made a mockery of the Iranian airspace by the way they are traveling in that area. So the only time now for them is to keep on downplaying the attack which has come to Fordow. Those damages are hardly any. Big people are playing, and
Right.
therefore, oh, by the way, there is a chance for diplomacy and peace to come in, and they can off ramp and they can get out of this whole mess
Right.
which they are today.